today is Valentine's Day, so of course I brought a beautiful face to look at. Please welcome Felipe.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. You're
Uh,
kind of my Valentine today.
yeah, I'm single, so you know what? Yeah, let's do it.
Shooting you off early. He's single. Give us a quick intro.
My name is Felipe. I'm 27 and I'm Colombian.
Sweet. So the funny thing is I had an episode with you in mind, and it was going to be Gen Z and nightlife,
Mhm.
which we will touch on. But then I saw a reel you posted
Yeah.
talking about your upbringing and how
Mhm.
it was to come here from Colombia.
Mhm.
And then I completely switched gears.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the episode.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, but I'm really fed up with this administration and ICE and the way Latinos are being attacked in
Mhm.
this country.
Yeah.
How do you feel about everything that's going on?
Yeah, it's definitely really personal. I mean, going on social media every day and seeing my people being like attacked, targeted, and used as scapegoats for the rise of this like authoritarian regime, it's really depressing and disheartening. Especially for my community because we already go through so much. Like there's already so much systemic racism in this country. We struggle so hard and we have to work like 3 times as hard as the normal person. And then now seeing that we're being attacked just for attempting to have a better life for them ourselves and also for like our kids. So it's really, really depressing. And it feels really personal just because every time I see these videos, I envision my mom and I envision me or my family getting attacked and disappeared, basically kidnapped by the government. And it gives me anxiety.
So let's start from the beginning. You came here from Colombia.
Yeah.
At what age?
I was 8. So I was born in Colombia. My mom had me in Colombia. And then I came and I was 8 with her.
8 years old. That's so young. Were you English speaking as a kid?
No, so I came to this country, I did not know English, and I picked it up really quickly just because I was young and I got thrown into the water. And
Yeah. How fast did you learn it?
I learned it in like, I would say less than a year. And then I tried really hard to like get rid of my accent. And then I got like a really thick Miami accent. And then it kind of went away in college.
Oh, so you moved here, you moved to Miami first.
Yeah.
Oh, with the Cubanos.
Yeah. Growing up in Miami was interesting pre-pandemic. I think it's changed a lot since the pandemic, but you know, it's a city built and made by immigrants, and there are a lot of different immigrants from all over Latin America. I always say Miami's not in Florida. It's like the capital of like Latin America.
Yeah.
There's so many communities, so many Latin American immigrants. So it's really interesting. It's definitely a very unique experience.
Yeah, it's a lot of Latinos who live there who think they're white.
There are a lot of Cubans, yeah.
I didn't say Cubans, but yes.
Right.
Yes, sorry, Cubans, but y'all fucked up. And I think you're learning it now.
Yeah. But I like it. That's one of the things I like about Miami. It's really diverse. Like it's very Latin American, but very, very diverse. Not just Mexican, like in other states in this country. Like the West Coast, I think is primarily Mexican. Miami, it's like a little bit of everything, which I love.
So growing up in Miami, did you feel accepted there?
Yeah, I think growing up was interesting. I think in high school, I did feel accepted. I had a really unique experience because me and my best friend were both gay and we both came out at the same time. So we had each other to support each other. But in terms of my family, not really. Like I come from a really Catholic and Jehovah's Witness family, and I'm an only child.
Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah, my stepdad's Jehovah's Witness.
Whoa.
So it was rough.
Wait a
growing up.
minute. Your stepfather, who's Puerto Rican, right?
He's Puerto Rican, yeah.
Jehovah's Witness Puerto Rican. Wow.
Yeah, it's like niche.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm Puerto Rican. I don't think I know one.
Yeah, it's a community. But at home it was hard because they were not accepting of like my sexuality. So I had this like double life basically where I was like myself in high school and cheerleading and all of my activities. And then
I'm sorry, wait a minute. You were a cheerleader and they didn't know you were gay?
yeah, competitive cheerleading. But they were in denial. Anyway, but at home I'd have to be very like mask and more quiet. And we also grew up really poor. So it was like struggling a lot of things at once. Also being in like an immigrant, learning the language, the culture of
So
being
your
American.
mom, I think, and I remember this in the video. You said your mom worked 2 jobs, right?
Yeah.
So what did she do? What did you see her doing growing up?
So we've been in this country for a while. She never really picked up English. It was really hard for her. She understands it really well, but because she doesn't know the language that well, she could only do service jobs. So she would clean houses, clean warehouses. It was mostly just cleaning, like laborious, like labor. And my stepdad would drive limousines. So we were really poor. Like we were
Yeah.
really, really poor.
Yeah, so it was hard for you growing up financially, right?
Yeah.
A lot of right-wing talking points is about immigrants, undocumented immigrants getting benefits. I think in your video you mentioned you guys received food stamps.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm automatically thinking you got that through your stepdad.
Yeah.
Correct, right?
Mhm.
So I want to make that a big point that undocumented immigrants do not get benefits. That's not a thing. They have to be documented. You need a social. Like that's not. We're not handing out money to just
Yeah.
anyone who comes here undocumented.
Yeah, and these social services are needed. Like my mom and my stepdad worked so hard, harder than right now I work a white collar job, like an office job. They worked twice as hard as me because they had to be in the streets, be on their knees, like scrubbing. And, if we needed a little help because we were like gonna starve, like I don't think that's a bad thing. And even for undocumented immigrant families too, like that doesn't automatically make them bad. They have to work even harder than my parents did because they can't even get like public support. So
Right.
it sucks.
Right. And if they have a tax ID number, they are paying taxes. So
Hmm.
would you say we should start giving benefits or there should be like a separate program for them? I think if you pay taxes, you should get something.
Totally. And like there's a lot of different types of taxes. Like I'm not a tax expert, but the undocumented immigrants also pay. There's like they pay sales tax, property tax. Like sure they might not have like income tax, but like they do support the government in that way, and they're entrepreneurs and they deserve that support that everyone else gets.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think something needs to happen in the system where we help immigrants. Without immigrants, our economy takes a huge hit. And I
Yeah.
think we're seeing that now. I even think this administration in a way kind of knows they're fucking up too
Yeah.
with ICE and deporting so many people. What's your take on ICE and everything that's going on right now?
Yeah, it's really terrifying. I'm really scared just because when I see all these videos of families being torn apart, little children being sent to basically modern day concentration camps, like these detention centers with no contact, no phone, it's really terrifying. And I'm just really thankful that I'm in a position right now where me and my family are safe. But I feel like we shouldn't be living in fear. Like it's really depressing, especially because these immigrants are the hardest working in this country. We have to work three times as hard to make it in this country, and we're so motivated and disciplined, and to get treated like this and targeted, it's like really disheartening, and it's sad because they don't deserve that.
You know, it's funny. When I think of immigrants, I think of exactly that. I actually think of like the hardest working people I know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so fucked up to hear this administration kind of flip the narrative on that
Yeah.
and say that they're criminals, they're rapists, they're murderers, they're drug dealers. And it's like, not the ones I know. And I'm
Yeah.
sure there are some, but you know what's Americans too.
Yeah.
It's not exclusive to people who are not born here.
The hardest working people I know are immigrants, are Latina moms that have to work three jobs to make ends meet and raise children at home, and all while getting targeted by the government. Like it's just so unfair, and they're literally the hardest working people I know. Like my mom worked so many jobs, cleaning houses on her knees, getting like chemical burns through bleach and like doing the most just to get paid the bare minimum to support me. And obviously that put a lot of pressure on me as well. Like I was like, I have to be successful. Like there's no way that I can't be successful because I'm my parents' retirement plan. Like they have no retirement
Mhm.
plan, they have no support. So it's like I just don't see how this government's like trying to attack us when all we're trying to do is like have a better life and do better for like future generations.
I have to say, like, when I have friends who are immigrants or come from immigrant families, and I always say they're so much more motivated than like my peers who are born here
Totally.
because their
Totally.
parents are also a lot more strict. Like, if anything, they're raising their kids harder
Yeah.
because they know what it takes. They know how hard it is, and they want their kids to be successful. It's such a driving point. And not to say like my mom didn't want me to be successful, but she definitely wasn't as strict as my friends' parents were. And like I saw that in them. They were like, no,
Yeah.
I have to study. Like
Yeah.
I have to get good grades. Like, and I was like, yeah, I'll get good grades. Who cares? But like
Yeah.
their attitude is completely different.
No, totally. And it's because they know what happens when you don't work hard and you don't study. Like they come from countries that they know what suffering is like, where there is no public support, where there is no mobility socially. And they know that that's the other side of the coin. So they inculcate in us these values of like working hard because they're like, I don't want you to struggle like I struggled. Like I dropped everything, my home country, my family, everything, to come here in a country that doesn't accept me, I don't know the language of, because I want a better life for you, because I knew having you in Colombia we were not going to get anywhere, because we also didn't have a lot of money in Colombia as well. So that's why they share these values with us, because it's like, if you don't work hard, you know, you're not going to get anywhere. And in this country, there are opportunities and there is possibility for social mobility. Like I came from a really low income house and now I'm making 6 figures. And like, I feel like that doesn't really happen in other countries. It's really hard. Like the rich only get rich and then the poor can't get rich because there's no mobility. And in this country through education, you really could climb the ladder.
Right.
And I'm like a perfect example of that.
You are a perfect example of that. So you worked really hard in school, you got good grades, and you got accepted to UPenn?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
UPenn. What did you major in UPenn?
I was in a business school, which funny enough, our president literally went to and his family. So
Well, one of you made it worth it.
right. I'm like,
One of you is not an embarrassment to the school.
right. I'm like, that's really depressing. But
Didn't they say like one of the professors in it's Wharton, right? Right?
Yeah.
One of the professors in Wharton actually said Donald Trump was the stupidest student he's ever had.
Yeah, he was so dumb.
Which is very believable.
He was the worst. No one likes him at all on the campus. But yeah, I got there. I studied.
Oh wait, that's funny. The school, like the student body doesn't like him.
No one claims him. Everyone's like, oh, like Jeff Bezos, like Elon Musk. I forget who else went there, but like they don't really claim Donald Trump. Which like, why would you?
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Our president is literally an embarrassment everywhere you fucking go. And it's just like this small group of, not even a small group, because there's a lot of them, but this fucking one group of Americans who like just want him there as a figurehead of racism. Yeah. Literally, because that's all it is. It's hatred and racism and homophobia and all the other fucking phobias you can throw in there. Yeah. And it's just it's a international embarrassment, really.
No, literally, but I don't claim that, but I do claim Penn, and I claim Penn because Penn gave me the resources and opportunities for me to be able to go from, first of all, break the poverty cycle, generational poverty cycle, and give me all the resources to be successful in life and to get a good job and to break into corporate America, which is normally really hard when you come from a lower income background. Yeah. So I feel really thankful I studied marketing. And I remember looking at colleges when I was in high school, and I was like, ultimately, like, where can I make the most money? Like, where am I going to be most employable? Because I'm trying to make a lot of money for me and my family. And then I saw Wharton online and I was like, oh, the best business school. I was like, you know what? I'll apply. And then I got in and it totally changed my life.
Did you get a scholarship?
For the better. I did. Yeah. I actually got the Point Scholarship, which is a national LGBTQ scholarship.
Look at that.
That paid for my undergrad. So I just feel really thankful that all of the hard work my mom did paid off, because I wasn't gonna see her every day on her knees scrubbing houses to like then me be like a fuck up and not make money. Right. I'm also an only child.
Are you the only kid?
Yeah. And it was rough though, because it's like this dichotomy of like them like kind of disowning me because I'm gay, but also like supporting me because they love me. Yeah. And then I'm like, I hate you, but I love you. And we've grown from that now. But
that's good.
But I'm really thankful that, you know, I took all of her hard work and I was like, you know, this is not going to be in vain. I wrote my college application about that and they saw potential in me and I graduated with honors.
I want to read your college receipt. Do you still have it?
It was good. Yeah. I talked about how we were basically homeless for a little bit when I first moved to this country.
Oh my God. How was that?
It was really depressing.
How was that? I mean, obviously bad, but
right.
No, but like, what was that experience like? Is what I should have said.
Yeah, it was. I kind of blocked it off because of like it was so super traumatic. But yeah, it was hard. I think being an immigrant in this country is hard. Like these people think that it's like so easy for us. I'm like, we struggle so hard, and even then, we're so resilient and like we persevere beyond all of our trauma and adversity and come out winning. And I think that's why the way I viewed my life was like, okay, this is like a really rough moment in my life as a kid, but I'm gonna use this as ammo as like my like winner narrative. Like, you know, like when I'm really rich, I'm gonna look back and be like, damn, like I'm self-made, like I did that. And that was me at like 8 years old. Like I like have been manifesting my whole life.
Oh my God.
Because I was like, how am I gonna get out of this? I had no family in this country. My entire family's in Colombia. I have no connections, no one older to be like, apply here, do that, do this. Cause my mom and my stepdad were fighting for their life, like working these jobs. So it was up to me to like, up to me to really
make it happen.
Find the resources and make it happen.
Yeah. And you know what? That's what self-made is. All this fucking Kylie Jenner self-made shit. Like,
right.
Give me a fucking break. Yeah. That's what self-made means. You have no connection. You have no money.
Literally,
you have no one to back you out. If you don't make it, you don't make it. Yeah. There's no safety net. Yeah. Like that's when I think self-made, that's exactly the narrative that comes to my head. Like
I agree.
Even people should understand how hard it is, because even being born here is hard.
No, yeah,
like
literally.
Like if you're not born with money,
yeah,
and like my family is poor too. Like I don't come from money. Like I don't have anyone to back me out of shit. Like,
exactly.
I don't have it.
It's hard.
I'm fucked.
Exactly.
So
and then imagine being an immigrant.
Imagine
with no family.
Right. It's even hard. Like and not speaking the language. You know, that's like
it's really hard. But I think what I've always said, what's really gotten me really far in life is my energy and my attitude, because it's really easy to fall into like depression or like this victim mentality when everything's going wrong and you have nothing going for you. But I realized at a young age that education was the way through and out. And I never even liked school. Like I hated studying. But I was like, I know what I want in life. Like I would watch Gossip Girl growing up, Friends, and I'm like, I want to live that life.
Girl,
Right. I lived and I was like, I want to live that life.
I
And
still want to live that life.
right. And I'm like, I want to be in New York. I want to make money. I want to be openly gay. I want to be like fabulous and sickening. And I was like, how do I do that? And
You moved to New York.
right. Yeah. But it was like,
I mean, you lived in Miami though. Miami's pretty gay friendly.
yeah. But I was like, the only way to do that is through education. And that's why I was like, I have to get my shit together because no one's going to come and save me. No one's going to come and be like, here's your dream life. And I was like, I have to finesse the fuck out of this.
And you did.
And I did. And when I got to Penn, it was like the world was my oyster because all the resources there, all of the professors, the connections, the people that go to Penn too, like come from higher income backgrounds with connections.
Right.
And networking is everything because I didn't have a network. It was just me, my mom, and my stepdad. So I was like, oh my God, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, okay, this is gonna be iconic. And then I had a great time.
I love the psyche of like how ambitious you are and how you see things, like the way you saw that
Yeah.
opportunity of the networking.
Yeah.
A lot of people can be in that same situation
Yeah.
and they don't scope it out the same way.
Mhm.
You know, for them, it's I'm going to school.
Yeah.
For you, it was not even just going to school. It's like, who am I meeting here?
Yes.
And who can I like build a connection with and network with? And I'm sure you still have friends you speak to
Yeah.
from UPenn who are like
Yeah.
probably CEOs of shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's an amazing.
Yeah, and they've changed my life, and I love my friends so much because they've given me these opportunities that I normally wouldn't have had, like going to like lake houses or like just like the experiences that I didn't have growing up because I grew up so poor. And that they always had, like in their summer houses and their beach houses, traveling internationally to visit their family. Like I never had that. And like through my friends, I got to experience that. So that's why I always say my friends are my family, because without them, I wouldn't have had those experiences.
It's funny. I went to a school called Sacred Heart University.
Okay.
It's in Fairfield, Connecticut.
Mhm.
It's a private school. It's Catholic school. All rich kids.
Yeah.
Literally all rich kids, all driving like Beamers and Benzes and
Mhm.
like. So I remember I came into class late one day. I was at work at the hospital
Mhm.
and like I was in I think in my uniform, like a blazer and like just really dressed up with my badge. And the kids, I was also a little bit older than them because I was like 26 at the time.
Yeah.
And they were all like fresh out of high school, like rich kids fresh out of high school. And they were like, why do you have a badge? And I was like, oh, I was at work. And they were like, you work?
They're like, work? You go to school though.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said. They were
Literally.
like, how? They were like, aren't you in school?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I work and go to school.
It's crazy.
That's how I paid to be here.
We work so hard.
But like even the concept of me working while being in school to them was like, what?
And then the nerve this administration has to tell everyone that we are criminals and that we're like the worst, the scum of this country, when we're literally the hardest working and have to do everything twice as hard than people that are born here and aren't immigrants or kids of immigrants.
And it's funny because like when you say like the term like white privilege, that's exactly what we mean. And I don't think they understand that because a major response to white privilege has been, but we work hard too. And it's not that they don't. That's not what we're saying, right? We're saying you won't think of something like that. You won't think of like, oh, I don't have to work while going to school. That's a privilege.
Mhm.
Like I could take 6 classes a semester.
Yeah.
That's a privilege. I couldn't take that many.
Yeah.
I was taking like 3.
Yeah.
You know how long,
Yeah.
like they get to finish right away. They don't have to worry about it. They don't even have to worry about passing
Yeah.
because if they fail, who cares? Like their parents are paying for the class. They're not going to lose their scholarship.
Yeah.
So like those are like the privileges that we
Yeah.
talk about. And I think it's really missed by a lot of white people or just people with privilege, really, not even just white people, but most of the time.
Yeah. And like us saying that we work really hard doesn't invalidate that they also have to work hard, because there are white people that also grow up socioeconomically like poor. And I'm like, it's not mutually exclusive. Like we work hard, you guys work hard too, but you have to, what we're trying to get, the point we're trying to get across is like, we work twice as hard. And like we want to be recognized for that, and we need the resources that you also get. And
Right.
we're also citizens in this country, and even if we're not citizens, like we're hardworking, we deserve it. That's the whole point of why this country was founded. It was founded by immigrants, and they wanted a better life.
Yeah.
That's literally why this country was founded, and this country is literally a nation built by immigrants for immigrants.
And fucking Christopher Columbus didn't he speak Spanish or Italian?
Literally, he was an immigrant.
And it's just like,
He
they
literally was an
fucking
immigrant.
worship this guy so much. And it's like, you motherfuckers, like he wasn't from here. Like he
Yeah.
came and stole the land. And now you're kicking out people. Not even, because they don't, I noticed they don't target immigrants from Italy or
Mhm.
fucking,
No, it's racist.
it's always the Hispanics
Yeah.
and blacks,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. Black and brown communities, it's like we always get the short end of the stick. And people forget it's like the thing is that people don't really study history. And like one of the classes I really enjoyed in high school was AP US history because you get to learn like the history of this country and how fucked up it is and how recent it is. Like civil rights movement was not that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
And people forget. And I'm like, we are going back in time. And it's actually really, really sad.
Well, that's what this administration is aiming for. In my mind, I think his goal is to eliminate all the minorities, including the LGBTQ. He's just throwing that in there, either by deporting them or by making them sick, because he is cutting
Yeah.
funding to a lot of
Public health.
important grants that are for like HIV
Yeah.
and things that really affect our community
Totally.
the most. He's doing that really quietly, by the way. He's removing a lot of grants.
Yeah.
He's deporting a lot of people. ICE is literally killing people on the street now.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen one where if he stays in office, which he wants to pass his term, I think that's his goal. And then after he does that, he's going to go after poor people.
Yeah.
Because the funny thing is his base, the MAGA base, are mostly poor people, right? And they think they're protected because they're white. I don't think he likes them either, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think he's beyond racist. He's classist.
Yeah. No, totally. We're living through really scary times. Like everything you just mentioned, it's like really overwhelming, especially because he's targeting our communities. And it's not just one community, it's multiple communities, multiple identities, like the immigrant community, the Latino community, the queer community. It's really scary. But I want to share my story to kind of share positivity online because there's so much negativity that we're seeing and it's so easy to feel disheartened. But I want to share my story to tell people like, it is possible to be an immigrant in this country, be poor, and make it out of that, breaking the poverty cycle and really fulfilling the American dream that's sold across the world to immigrants. That's why they come here, for a better life. And although it was really hard, it is possible. I'm like living proof that it is possible. And I don't want this administration to convince people that it's not and that you should go back to the country you came from. Like, I think the pendulum always swings back. And although it's like really dark times right now, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And I don't want more content online spreading this like doomsday narrative. I am an optimistic person. I've literally built my life myself, manifested it myself, and I want people to have that same mentality.
I agree. And I do think the pendulum does swing.
Yeah.
And hopefully it swings hard.
Yeah.
But you're right. The narrative has gotten so strong. I have to say they did a great job of putting fear into a lot of people.
It's so sad.
Even like with this whole halftime Bad Bunny shit that just happened, right? How insane is it that it caused so much discourse when one, he's American because he's Puerto Rican, you know, Puerto Rico is part of the US.
Yeah.
But still, just because he spoke Spanish and the halftime show was mostly in Spanish, this whole discourse where they even did their own halftime show, 4 million people, which is nothing compared to his numbers, but it was still 4 million.
Yeah.
To me, that blew my mind that even 4 million people are that fucking hateful.
Yeah.
And that xenophobic that someone's speaking a different language and you can't take it for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It is like, how bad has it gotten?
Yeah. It's gotten really bad, but at the same time, like, let's celebrate our voices and like, let's not be silenced. Let's not live in fear. Like, this will pass. And, you know, I think Benito Bowl was a great example of that. Like, the amount of love that's been shared online has been so refreshing. And, you know, especially because there's just so much media around this negativity that it's been amazing. And I think at the end of the tunnel of this, like, presidency tunnel, there's going to be a Latino renaissance because the majority of this country is going to be Latino very soon, like very, very, very soon. And ultimately, we're going to have our first Latin president. You know what I mean?
AOC,
like,
please.
Right.
Please.
And it's like,
I think she's going to run.
It will happen. And
right?
Right.
Dude, if AOC runs for president and wins,
I love her.
I think I would literally cry. Like tears, like actual tears.
It will happen. Like, we had our first Black president. Like, and I feel like 100 years ago, people would literally never believe that.
You know what's funny? I think us having our first Black president was the cause of everything that's happening now.
It always swings.
I think literally Trump would have never run had Obama never been president.
I agree.
I think he was so hateful towards Obama being president that he said, "Now I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fuck everything up."
Yeah.
Like literally his hate.
Yeah.
I feel like he had no ambition to run for presidency until Obama was.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny to say this, but I truly believe it because he's such a fucking child. There was an episode of The Apprentice airing. It was like the finale.
Yeah.
And Obama cut it off with a speech of his on purpose because Donald Trump was asking for like his birth certificate and all that
Yeah, I
nonsense.
remember.
So Obama, being like I'm gonna check you real quick.
Yeah.
Cut off his finale and aired a speech. And I think that one moment
Yeah.
made him so hateful and vengeful that he ran for presidency. And I still remember him winning the first time, and I was in complete like disbelief.
Yeah. No, me too. 2016 was rough. I remember that was the first time I voted, and it was a really sad
Who'd
day.
you vote for?
For Hillary, of course. Oh my god.
Just gotta make sure you grew up in Florida.
They won the popular vote. It's so I can't believe that happened.
That's what kills me.
I can't believe that happened. It was like a movie. Like it was actually the first time me and my mom voted because we just became naturalized. So we were residents because my stepdad's Puerto Rican, but it took her a while to take the naturalization test because it's in English and she struggles with English. I've never seen someone work as hard as her. Like after cleaning houses for 12 hours a day, she would come home and study with me because I was also taking AP US history. So we were studying together. She took it. She passed and she like cried and she did this before I was 18, so I automatically got naturalized.
What year was this? Do you remember?
2018. No, 2017. No, sorry. Early 2016.
Wow, so it was pretty recent actually.
Early 2016, and then later that year we voted, and yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
By the way, that's how immigrants vote because that's another whole fucking false narrative that they're pushing that we're opening the gates for immigrants to come and vote Democrat. And it's like, they can't even fucking vote until they're naturalized. Like, it's not a thing.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of miscommunication and like people just don't know what they're talking about. And yeah, it's a lot of hate, but like Bad Bunny said, like you can only fight hate with love. And I think focusing on our culture, what makes us different, what makes us unique, and uplifting our communities and our voices is the only way that we're gonna get through this.
I love Bad Bunny, but I'm gonna challenge that. I don't think the only way you could fight hate is with love. I'm gonna disagree. I think you need to fight it with education. I think you need to be informed, and I think you need to be vociferous when it counts. And I think do things like how we're doing right now.
Yeah.
If they're gonna spin a narrative on us, we need to go and show what the narrative actually is, and show them who we really are.
We really are.
And stop letting these fucking assholes tell our story, because let them tell it. You're a fucking gangbanger who's about to shoot me in the head.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's terrifying how these ICE agents are literally like not even qualified. They're regular racist people that now have power. It's terrifying.
It's the amount of power they have is kind of scary because now it's like they're just killing people, and
it's crazy.
They're literally like not even being tried. Like, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's scary for me too. It's like I'm trying to focus on the positive, but I'm also like I'm an anxious person. And I'm going to Puerto Rico next week, my first time. I'm super excited. My friends just came back 2 weeks ago and I stopped them at the Puerto Rico airport. Mind you, they were literally born here. They're third generation Puerto Ricans. Like their grandparents immigrated here. Like they're American as fuck. And I literally stopped them and almost didn't let them go because they didn't have their passport, which you don't need your passport to travel to Puerto Rico because it's a domestic, it's a country, it's like
you just need your ID.
Exactly. And then ICE was like, you have to have it next time. If not, we're not gonna like let you go.
See, like they're just fucking changing the rules on shit.
It's crazy.
And there's no one. The sad thing is that this administration has such a chokehold in power right now, like with the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. It's just there's no checks and balances anymore. So no one's checking anybody. Whatever Trump wants to happen right now, it's pretty much happening. I do think he knows when these elections happen that are coming up, he's fucked. And he's going to do everything in his power to make sure they don't happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the whole point of ICE killing is trying to do, is trying to get people to like start fighting back. So that he could declare martial law. And once he does that, elections will be suspended. I mean, everything he does is very strategic, as stupid as he fucking is. But the one thing he can do is strategize.
Yeah. I mean, if you study history, the rise of these like authoritarian dictators, like it never ends well. Like
never.
All of these. So it's like, it's really scary what's happening, and I feel like it's gonna get worse before it gets better, but we just have to keep going strong. And we as Latino people are so resilient and perseverant. Like I know and I have faith that we will get through this, and it's gonna be a renaissance after. Like we're gonna be celebrated, and I can't wait for that day.
I cannot wait for that day. I think the halftime, again, to bring that back up, but it was such a joyous moment. And it's like, even just seeing the other countries that he shouted out, including Canada, I saw like
Yeah.
reels from people who
No, me
live in these
too.
places, and they were just so
They were
happy.
so happy.
And it was just
This is
like
what we need.
we needed that
Yeah.
happiness for once, just to have people come together about something,
Yeah.
anything, and just celebrate it together. And I was like, it's such the dichotomy of like how we live in this country, and then having that moment, right? And it's just like that contrast
That
was
contrast, yeah.
so beautiful, and like it was just like that's where we need to be leaning towards.
Yeah.
We need to get away from this like dark like hating everyone, hating everything that's not white, English, straight. And it's just what happened. Like I think there's a way we can get back.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like under Obama's term, it was like a really nice time for everyone.
Yeah.
I think that was like the pendulum again swinging at a really high level.
Yeah.
Where like everyone just seemed at ease.
Yeah.
And then it got dark.
Yeah.
And then with Biden, it almost swung back.
Yeah.
But then it didn't.
No, but it will. I'm like really faithful it will. I mean, it's just crazy because these people that have so much hate in their heart, I'm like, if you look back at your ancestry, you came from immigrants. Like, you're not really American. Like, American or Native Americans from this land. Like, you literally are Italian or German or French, like from that they immigrated in the early 20th century. And mind you, they were hated on by the people that are already here. So like it's like a constant theme, but it's like if people just learned history, I think we would really understand our differences and come together and look at our similarities.
Well, that's the thing. When people are smart, I mean, it's a big part of it.
Yeah.
I truly don't know anyone who's highly intelligent following this administration.
Yeah.
Like I just don't. They don't exist. Because when you are highly intelligent, you're able to think like that. You're able to know history. You're able to know you're not really the people of this land.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a video of a white guy saying whites are the Native Americans. It was on, I think it was like on a Jubilee debate or something.
Yeah.
You know, like the the timer in the middle. It was probably the stupidest comment I've heard online, and that's saying something.
They just want to rage bait us. They want to rage bait us, and we can't fall for it. That's the thing. Like, we can't stoop that low, which is why I love Bad Bunny's message, because it's true. Like, that if we stoop that low, they would be winning because they want to get that reaction from us, so that that narrative they have in their brain is confirmed. And we can't. We have to show them that we are educated, we are perseverant, resilient, strong, and smarter than them.
Which we are most of the time.
Literally.
There is a conversation I want to bring up because it's online a lot, and it fucks people up a lot. And it's nationality versus race versus ethnicity.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who will look at you, for example, and say you're white.
Yeah. It's crazy because I remember I posted a TikTok and I was like, something white boy. And people in the comments were like, you're literally white. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
So like racially, okay, so like I hate this because technically they're right, okay?
Yeah. Well,
racially,
race is socially, it's a social construct. Like it's not
everything
even
is
real.
though.
Yeah,
everything is. But like, okay, race would be white. But then that's why you have other identifiers such as nationality and ethnicity.
Yeah.
Because you're not white the way Sydney Sweeney is.
Yeah.
Right? That'd be fucking stupid to say.
Yeah.
Obviously, when we call her white and you white, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But people get really hung up on that conversation where they're like, oh, but he's white. I've been pulled over by cops when I had like tinted windows, and my ticket, they checked white.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no one's gonna look at me and say, oh, that's a white guy.
It's so outdated. And like, I think our identities are like multifaceted. And that's when someone asked me like who I am, whatever, I always say like I'm Colombian, but I was raised in Florida, in Miami, because I'm Colombian, but I'm also American. Like I'm very American. I'm also gay, and you know I also have other interests. So like I think race is like super outdated. I think I always mention like where I was born, my culture, but also that I'm American.
Yeah, because race doesn't really say anything about you
At all.
because that's not what gives you your culture. That's not what gives you your background. Like. I think the identifier people want when they say race is really your nationality.
Yeah, totally.
Like, so like even when they're asking you like, what's your race? They want you to say, oh, I'm Colombian. Like that's what they want, but they don't know how to ask it.
Yeah.
Like that confusion online is like, it kills me because it's almost always that they fuck that up.
Yeah.
That they're like, they don't know the difference. So it's like nationality is where you're born.
Yeah.
Ethnicity is your background. And then your race is pretty much your skin color.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, but I think it's interesting. I think it's crazy because like my roommate, she's Asian and she's like super American. She was born here, and whenever someone asks her like, "Oh, where are you from?" She's like, "Oh, I'm from Queens," and they're like, "Oh no, but like, where are you really from?" It's like, girl, I was born and raised in Queens. You know what I mean? Like my background is East Asian, but I'm from Queens. And it's like, that question is just so, oh, it rubs me the wrong way. Cause it's like,
It rubs me the wrong way
what are you
too.
trying to say? And it's always white people too. Like, it's
Yeah.
never like a person of color saying like, where are you really from? Like, what are you trying to say? Just say what's your ethnicity or nationality or like where you're, what's your background?
You know what used to bother me a lot too? When they call all Latino Spanish, they're like, "Oh, they're Spanish," and I'm like, it used to really irk me.
I'm
But
like,
I
we
think
speak Spanish.
it just became such a part of the lexicon though that I kind of just learned to accept that that's the way we're referred to.
Yeah.
And it kind of doesn't bother me as much anymore. I kind of just like adopted it, kind of like reclaimed the word, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm like, we're not really Spanish.
Yeah.
That's-
No.
At all.
No,
Like,
yeah.
Spanish people are actually white.
Yeah. No, literally.
So, all right, let's do something fun because our time is running out.
Okay. How much time do you have left?
10.
Oh, wow.
But I actually think we burned through like all my outline, which is
I love
good.
it. But I think it's interesting because like I like sharing my story because whenever people first meet me, I feel like my first impression isn't that like I grew up like really poor or I'm like a kid of I'm an immigrant and you know what I mean? I had no family in this country. And I like sharing my story and having this opportunity because I want people to know like, yeah, I am self-made. I did manifest my life, not in a cocky way, but in an inspiring way and an uplifting way, because I want people just like me that grew up like me to see me and be like, that's possible.
Yeah.
And not be discouraged.
Especially as a gay Colombian too. Imagine all
Exactly.
the little gay Colombians who like follow you on Instagram and shit.
Exactly.
Like, and it does happen. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes we don't even think of us
Yeah.
like living our lives.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember
Exactly.
like when I did By Latin Men,
Mhm.
the other podcast I did, we had so many people write to us and just say, oh my God, like even people who live in the US that are somewhere that's not very accepting of like the gay lifestyle.
Mhm.
And they're like, we didn't know like gay guys are living like this.
Yeah.
Like so open, so like, you
Yeah.
know, free.
We live in New York. We live a dream life that people want. And I think it's easy to forget that when you're in like the day-to-day with the drama and this
Mhm.
and that. But you have to think bigger picture and think like there are people that are following me that are using my content to manifest their life, because that's what I was doing when I was 10 years old watching YouTubers in New York. Like I was using their content to manifest, but there was never any Latino influencers. There was never any Latino content creators. So I want to use my platform to motivate people to think, that's actually possible. Like he has no family in the US. He grew up with nothing, but he got this corporate job. He saved up, he moved there and he's thriving. So I always remind myself, I'm like, I'm not just doing this for me and my family. I'm doing this for people around the country.
Yeah. And I would actually say that's a really strong message. I would like on By Latin Men, I remember saying a lot, if you're young and you're gay, no matter where you are, you need to move to either New York,
Yeah.
LA,
A city.
Miami,
Yeah.
or Chicago. And like if you want a free life where you're not worrying about your day-to-day and you
Yeah.
want to live your best life and have opportunities, and really I can't even think of a time living in New York that I faced homophobia. Like I haven't been gay bashed once living
It's
here.
a privilege.
And I've been here 7 years already. How long have you been here?
For 4 years.
4 years.
That's never happened to me. It's
Right,
a
never.
privilege that a lot of people, the majority of people actually don't have. And they use our content to live vicariously through them, to gain confidence themselves. So reminding ourselves that like people are looking up to us, I think it's really important. And it motivates me to even try harder.
Yeah, I grew up in Connecticut, which is only a state over, and it is like night and day.
Yeah.
Connecticut is
Yeah.
not gay friendly like
Yeah.
it is here. It is. You got to watch what you do over there.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten like
Yeah.
gay bash in Connecticut.
Yeah, so like imagine like gay Latinos in like the other parts of this country where there are not a lot of Latinos, everyone's homophobic, and now there's this narrative with this administration where it's like they're instilling fear in us. Like imagine their life, like so I just feel like I have to like share positivity online that I'm like living this dream life. So like they have some type of like escapism and like really try to manifest their life to get to like where I'm at.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I really do hope like the youth. I do though. In a way, I do feel like it's also generational.
Yeah.
I do feel like even with Gen Z, Gen Alpha, I don't know what comes after them. Beta? Gen Beta? It's Beta?
I have no idea.
I think it's Beta. It's Gen Alpha and then it's Gen Beta. I think they're growing up more exposed to different lifestyles thanks to social media.
Yeah.
And that helps. Just seeing something and knowing it exists, knowing it's out there, even if it's not in your face like in New York it is. But even just having that exposure through social media changes your psyche growing up.
Exactly.
And the more you're exposed to, usually the more accepting as a person you are.
Yeah.
Even if there is a false narrative being spun. I think a lot of kids grow up not really buying into it. Like I don't see that from the younger generation.
I know, and I'm really
It's
happy about that.
the older ones really who are still kind of stuck on the nonsense and
Yeah.
spreading the hate, really.
Yeah. No, yeah, I love that. And I think that's why I love TikTok so much because we have this community that we support each other. And I really appreciate that. I feel like that's how I gained my following just by being really transparent and vulnerable online. And people really appreciated that. And now it's like I really fuck with my community.
You don't follow me on TikTok.
Oh well, I will
This
after
guy just
this.
made it. I literally just made it. I'm so lost on that fucking app.
I know I love it. I really is so fun. Like the community, like it's gotten me through so much shit.
Dude, I'm like, I feel so old on that fucking app because I went on there and I was like, I didn't know how to do shit. I didn't know how to add a song.
No, I love it.
I didn't
You'll
know how
get
to
used
like, it was just like, it was so, I thought it was gonna be just like Instagram. And it's,
Yeah.
to me, it's like a foreign language.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just really thankful like it exists because people that come from like underprivileged backgrounds can like see people living their dream life and get like motivated. Like I think when I was younger, I think there was one moment in my life where I like kind of clicked where I was like, okay, like I need to do better. And it wasn't social media really wasn't that big. But it was when I was helping my mom and my stepdad clean because we had like a side business, which was like a cleaning business, and we cleaned this like luxury restaurant in Miami, and I would help them in the weekend. So we would wake up at 4 a.m. to go and clean like the entire place. So I would clean the bathrooms. Mind you, I was like 10, 11 years old, and I was helping them, and it was just the three of us. And it was like a restaurant slash club. And since we got there at 4 and they closed at 4, people were leaving, people were trashed, whatever. And while they were leaving, we were starting to clean up. And I remember I was like cleaning the bathroom, and this like guy, this white guy, like came out and was like stumbling, was whatever. And then he looked at me and he was like speaking to me in like this like broken Spanish and was like, the bathroom is like really dirty. Like you have to clean it, like in like a broken Spanish. You have to clean it. Mind you, I'm like 11, 12 years old.
El baño.
Right. El baño está really dirty. And
Dirtio.
Right. Dirtio. Right. And then I looked at him and I felt so like belittled. Like I felt so like, I feel like worthless. And I responded in English and I was like, yeah, I'm about to clean it. And then he was like, "Oh, you know English," and I was just like, it was in that moment where I was like, I need to make something about for my life because I can't keep doing
How old were you?
this. I was like 12 years old.
That's fucking crazy that stays with you.
I remember that vividly because like my heart just dropped to my ass, and I was like, "Oh my god, he like the things I didn't even know English."
Like what a
He
fucking.
looked like me. Like, he looked at me like I was like
Oh.
disposable,
Oh.
and I never got that. I'm never getting that out of my mind, and it's really motivated me to try harder and like force myself in spaces where they're not made for me. None of these spaces are made for me, but I'm making room because I'm like paving the way for people after me.
Yeah, you are. All right, so we covered
Yeah.
a lot, but I want to quickly get into nightlife.
Yeah, I love going out.
Yes. So, and I love that because
Yeah.
there was a study recently that said Gen Z is like no longer drinking and
Yeah.
basically they're fucking killing nightlife. I'm a millennial and like we're like the alcoholics of everyone. We kept the business thriving.
Yeah.
So you have made quite a name for yourself in New York nightlife.
I love going out.
Like I feel like you were like older. You would have fit in this like my era
Yeah.
way better. Because
Really?
like we were all about like making
Yeah.
the name, but like before like Instagram and all that shit, where like you
Yeah.
had to show up
Yeah.
and really make a name for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, like I mentioned, I have no family in the US. Like my friends are my family, and I find community through going out. So I love going out. I love meeting people, especially gay Latinos that have similar stories with like me, and getting to know their experience and learning through them. I've always manifested my life trying to like live in New York. So like Gossip Girl, like I mentioned. So I love living this like socialite life where like I know
Yes.
everyone going out, and it's like it's a carry and it's super fun. And I think it's just like something I'm really passionate about. It's my community.
Yeah, it's the way we have fun. It's the way it is community. That is the word, really.
Exactly.
Because those are our spaces.
Exactly.
So really quickly, give us some of your favorite spots to go to in New York.
I think it depends. I think when I first moved here, I like lived in Hell's Kitchen. I loved going out in Hell's Kitchen. I love Latin nights overall. Like I love my culture. So if it's like a Latin night at Hush or Latin night at Boxers and Latin night at like any other of these clubs, I'm there. I love reggaeton. I love meeting other gay Latinos. That's like my type too. So I'm like looking for a man. But just recently, I like discovered like Brooklyn nightlife, which is more like raves, electronic music, which I also really like fuck with. I've been having so much fun in Brooklyn, like at Nowadays or Basement or Knockdown Center. I think these venues are like iconic and the music is amazing and the crowd is very diverse. So I think that's also places I really like and enjoy going. But
I love that.
Yeah.
I love Hush Boxers. I'm gonna give a shout out to G Lounge.
okay, G Lounge.
G Lounge is very Latin owned, by the way.
Love. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Latin owned. Please go support G Lounge, guys.
Yeah.
Latin owned, great owners and a great space. So that brings us to our time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming
course,
on.
this was so
And
fun.
tell everyone where they could find you on socials.
So my at is yFelipeY, and yeah, go follow me. And this is so much fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.